Evening all! I'm Spiky Tim, I'm a poet and I have a terrible secret. And the secret is that I am scared. Now, everyone's scared of something. Some people are scared of the dark, or spiders, or having to listen to a poet who's not as good as he thinks he is. Other people are afraid of drawing attention to themselves in public. Is anyone here afraid of drawing attention to themselves in public? Didn't think so. Well, I'm not scared of any of those things, but there comes a time in every man's life when you have to face up to your fears, and this is how I faced up to mine. It's just me and the deep blue sea, nothing more except for my friends chanting my name rhythmically and crowds of passers-by who've stopped to see what all the fuss is about, saying, "Look at this idiot," and I know that they mean me. And the deep blue sea and me, perched precariously on a wall, on a pier, and there is no fear. Actually, there's quite a lot of fear. Heart is thumping, adrenaline pumping, waiting for the moment that I'll be jumping and I'll take flight. But I think I've lost sight of the fact that I am terrified of heights. What am I doing? But my mind is set and I won't regret. This is serious business because this was a bet with one of my mates. And you don't chicken out of a bet with Boris. I must confess, my initial distress is superseded by a feeling that I'm needing to impress. My first thought is to get it over and done with. But then I think to myself, there's a crowd here. I'm going to milk this situation for all it's worth. A little bit like I'm doing now. My arms are spread and I'm on one leg. I'll make the audience beg. And I say, and the crowd say, and the ominous like a bee gone wrong or a tone-deaf mermaid with a really rubbish song is beckoning me into the void. And it's me and the deep blue sea and the crowd and the wall and the seagulls call and we are all as one as I leap from the pier and the audience cheer. Something is replacing the sensation of fear. For a millisecond, suspended in midair, I experience the illusion of flight and invincibility, followed swiftly by the inevitability of gravity and a wall of freezing water which slaps me back into reality. As the crowd disperse, I'm a bag of bones bobbing on the waves. It's just me and the deep blue sea. But for 30 seconds, I was a hero. Thank you very much. Now, many of you will be surprised to hear that my pier jump was not my first attempt at showing off in public. Even as a child, I used to write little poems into a notebook and then recite them in the playground to my friends. They weren't impressed either. But I did recently find that notebook of poems that I'd written as a child, and as I was flicking through the pages, I was astonished at how little I've progressed since then. And this is a poem called "My Credentials as a Poet Are Called Into Question." They tell me, "You're no poet, you're a chancer and a joker. You're linguistically atrocious and your meter's mediocre." I reply, "Don't try and tell me I don't know what I'm doing. I wrote them real long words all by myself and I put them in my poem and it almost rhymed and it was all real good." And actually, you might have a point. Thank you very much. Now, when I'm not leaping off a pier, I like nothing more than bouncing up and down on my trampoline. And most people who know me will tell you that I'm quite laid back. And if my credentials as a poet are called into question, no problem. But if someone should mock my trampoline, they're going to get a Timmy talking to. It's Tim's terrific trampoline, by far the best you've ever seen, for I'm delighted to announce my trampoline has extra bounce. Extra bounce, you cry, how so? Well, come right here and I will show you everything you need to see. It's kangaroo technology. You reply, hang on. Now just a jiffy, your explanation's somewhat iffy. I'm no mug, own up, come clean, it's just a standard trampoline. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's broken. That's my view, I have spoken. I say, come, you dozy clot, before you pick holes in the plot, don't criticise, don't cause a scene, and please try out my trampoline. You say, okay, all right, fair dues, now tell me where to leave my shoes. And who'd have thought it? Who'd have guessed? Before too long you seem impressed. You shout, hooray, and look at me, I'm bouncing higher than a tree. Although your trampoline's defective, I now have a new perspective, and I shall see the world anew with this fantastic bird's eye view. I'm bouncy as a bouncing bean in spite of your old trampoline. I'm higher than a plane that's flying higher than a very high thing. I say it's true and golly gee, but leave the rhyming part to me. You're a human frog, you have the power. You're higher than the Eiffel Tower. You just dislodged a mountaineer equipped with all the safety gear. Just as well, because he escapes with very minor bumps and scrapes. Your bounce is a terrific height. You're zipping past that satellite. Soaring through the solar system, past some planets, barely missed them. Through the outer reach of space, is that concern upon your face? I can't be sure, I cannot say, because you're much too far away. And as you disappear from sight, a fading ember in the night, you admit you were wrong to denounce me. My trampoline is very bouncy. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think it's important to have a strong ending, and my last poem tonight is called My Last Poem Tonight. This is my last poem of the night, my last poem of the night. The audience scream, that can't be right. Please don't stop, we've seen the light. Do one more, I say. All right, that was my penultimate poem of the night. This is my last poem of the night, my last poem of the night. The audience scream, that can't be right. Please don't stop, we've seen the light. Do one more, I say. All right, that was my penultimate poem of the night. This is my last poem of the night, my last poem of the night. The audience scream, all right, we get the idea, give it a rest. To which I reply, thank you very much, good night.